This final sequence involves a messy brawl from last year. We're going to run through it once with only the sportscaster's commentary, and then we're going to go back and dissect it.
Bob Hughes chops one to the shortstop. Moore goes for knocking the ball out, and he plows through Geno Sanders. Ball pops loose. There's another Razorback run. That began an argument from the Bama staff and from the Bama bench. Umpire Tony Walsh tosses a coach and tied relief pitcher Steve Shoemaker. Then the real action began. Jerry Stubbs had just thrown 2 high and inside pitches, and then this one nearly gets inside Kyle Harris' brain. Harris would cool off after walking towards the mound, but from nowhere came Alabama left fielder Pug Wood, who blindsides Bob Hughes at second. The bench is clear. Alabama gets 4 players thrown out. Wood, Scott Wheel, Eddie Gennarelli, and Shoemaker, who is already gone. Arkansas gets Moore, Parsons, and Jeff Jamison heave. The Hogs win the game.
All right, what started all this was this play at home plate. Let's see what happens. Should interference have been called here? Catcher's up the line, but he's clearly in possession of the ball, so there's no obstruction. He gives the runner a path to the plate, so that's okay. What the runner does is he tries to dislodge the ball, so he clearly should have been out for interference. It's not a flagrant slide, but it was interference. Now, the next thing is the batter gets hit here. What the announcers told you was he'd been thrown at 2 previous times, but no warnings were issued. No question a warning should have been issued after the very first throw at the guy. What happens here is the pitcher should have been ejected for intentionally throwing at the hitter, and under the 1995 rule change, that ejection would carry with it an automatic 4-game suspension. Next thing that happens is when the brawl breaks out, the left fielder is the first one in to join. So under the 1995 rule change, he left his position to join a fight. Anybody else along with him who does so, that ought to be a 3-game suspension. So under the new rules changes, we should have had an ejection in 4 games for the pitcher, an ejection for 3 games for the left fielder and anybody else who joined in.